Ndị be anyị na Bọlachi, anyị sị ka ọ dịrị unu na mma, anyị sị ka nke onye chikwelu ya zelu. Dịka o si dị, ya bụ Igbo Media ka anyị si bịa na uhuruchi nketa iwetara unu ya bụ ozi gbasịta maka ihe na-eme na the Old Eastern Region. Dịka unu anụ ka o si ada, nwanne anyị nwoke wetara anyị ozi n'elu akwụkwọ. Nke ahụ o wetara bụ, o kwuru sị na ndị Nigerian gọọmenti bụ nke onye isi fa bụ President Bola Ahmed Tinubu fa agbago nkịtị na atụmatụ ndị mmadụ na-eche gbasatara maka ka e ga-esi budata Maazị Simon Ekpa bụ the Biafran Prime Minister. Breaking news: Maazị Nnamdi Kanu 5 legal condition for his release as negotiation process begin. Hear the news in details. All right, this is according to the Biafran activist wetara ya bụ ozi n'elu akwụkwọ ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa. Ka gigoro ya bifo o ji maka ya wee bịa. Ụmụnne m dịka unu ya ego ya kabakwa alụ ka unu ri ya tia na ya bifo okwu n'elu akwụkwọ gbasịta maka the process, 5 legal process for Maazị Nnamdi Kanu's release as the negotiation begins. All right, over to you, sir.
That there is something cooking inside the pot. And now today, Umahi is here now, still leaking that same secret that is going on in Aso Rock. As you see, it is so clear that this is about 2027 elections and nothing more. But don't be too fast, because I have spent the whole night making calls, receiving messages, and having discussions, because definitely if they are going to release him, there's going to be a high level of meetings between different stakeholders on Nnamdi Kanu's side, on the federal government side, to see the best reasons, to see the final considerations for his release. And I have come up with a blueprint and 5 proposals on this release. Let me tell you. And I will tell you why I did it. Remember, Uwazurike was also in this same dungeon. And when he was finally released, you can see Uwazurike now, what he has become. You can see how his mouth was silenced forever. You can see that it was Uwazurike that entered DSS dungeon and the Uwazurike that came out of DSS dungeon is not the same. It's not because it's not the same Uwazurike that you know. It's because of the agreement that he may have signed. And that is why I'm also reminding all of you. Some people are there watching. Some people are there hoping. And I am directing this message particularly to the family of Nnamdi Kanu. Because yes, they are emotionally attached to him. And of course, they are the ones that may hold these negotiations alongside trusted people around him and lawyers and co-yes. The federal government is coming up with conditions for the release of Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. So you, as those who are going to negotiate for him also, you are also going to come out with conditions for his release too, so that you will put it side by side with that of the federal government. Yes, you also have to come up with your own condition, because you can't accept everything they give you. Nnamdi Kanu has spent decades already in that cell and is not given consent, because what he's fighting for is freedom. Freedom of speech, of association, of ideology. So these are the 5 conditions that we here in Spotters family have come up with. Maybe to guide your own conditions as you are going to present it to the federal government. Do not go empty-handed. Because if you do not stand for something, definitely you will fall for anything. Do not go cap in hand, begging. Number 1 condition you must go with is that they must unproscribe the IPOB. Yes, because the IPOB is not a terrorist group and it has been proscribed. So they must deproscribe it or whatever. It must be removed from that status, because they can always come tomorrow, wake up and say, this man also belongs to a proscribed group, and rearrest him again. So for you to ensure that this man is actually free as they release him, the group which represents must be unbanned. They must unban it, so that you will know that yes, there is no excuse waiting already to re-arrest him. If you don't do that before they release him, any second, any day he breathes 2 times and they feel that he's not playing according to their plans or he made a mistake, they can come for him, still citing association of a proscribed group. Number 1 for you is that IPOB is not a proscribed group. They must delist it from that list. Number 2, all the Igbos and people fighting for Biafra freedom who are languishing in the cell around the country should be immediately released for fighting for their freedom. They cannot be in the cell while he is released because he himself will not like it. So as you're negotiating for his release, you should also remember that there are people who also suffered with him, who are still suffering with him, who are languishing in different cells around the country. And these people must also be released with immediate effect. There are people who suffered. There are people who even shed their life for him. And those ones, we understand that yes, they are gone. But the ones who are alive must also be free. This is number 2 condition you must also give as you walk into that negotiation table. Do not forget. Number 3 condition. There must be a restitution, a form of reparation for the people that died during Python dance. His parents that lost their lives also as a result of the invasion of their family home. And the 28 people that also died as a result of the high-handedness of this Python dance. I am not asking for any apology letter from anybody. All I am asking for is that this man lost his parents, of course, and he lost supporters, people, human beings that matter. Of course, you cannot just close your eyes on that. Already there are court judgments that have given damages to his favor already on this particular issue. Proper reparation must be paid financially to provide succor for those 28 people that died, because definitely they have family. Some of them may even be married with children. So they must be properly catered for because they were killed by the government itself. And also, Nnamdi Kanu's parents have lost their lives as a result of that. So definitely, that reparation will play a long way, at least, in providing succor for those young men who lost their life as a result of that Python dance. I'm not asking for any money for Nnamdi Kanu. That one is not what I'm asking for. All I'm asking for is reparation for the dead, the 28 people that lost their lives. And of course, for the parents of Nnamdi Kanu, of which Nnamdi Kanu's father is a paramount ruler. And of course, he is entitled to some form of financial settlement for his life. Number 4 condition you must enter that negotiation table with is that this release must be unconditional, devoid of any prejudice. It must be a full acquittal and discharge with documents. And it must come with a perpetual injunction that states that he can no longer be rearrested on any of the count charges that he is being discharged with. And also, it must come with an additional presidential pardon. Not only a pardon, because a pardon says that he is being freed by the discretion of the president alone, of which somebody else can come tomorrow and still rearrest him. So it's not only going to be a presidential pardon or a presidential forgiveness. No. It is going to come with a court judgment saying you are hereby discharged, acquitted, and you cannot be rearrested for these same charges in the future. That is exactly what this release should look like. Anything less than this is just a charade and will always backfire in the future. So the lawyers, so the family members and co, and his wife, and close people who are around him who are going to play a part in this negotiation, be very observant with these details. Mostly this number 4. It is very important because If you are only looking for Tinubu to forgive and use his presidential powers, you are making a huge mistake. You are making a huge mistake. I'm telling you. You are also going to back it up legally and ensure that his release is gazetted, if possible, even posted in the papers. Not that necessary, but at least let it be clear for the world to see, so that tomorrow no other person will wake up and say, you are going to find him, going to arrest him, rearrest him for these same charges again. All these charges should be under perpetual injunction that nobody can ever come up and arrest him on these 7-count charges or 15-count charges anymore. It is dead and it is buried. That is it. Number 5 condition that you must also present to the government on this negotiation table that is coming in the next few days or weeks, it's this: Nnamdi Kanu should be allowed to preach Biafra in a peaceful way. He should not be gagged. He should not be submitted to forget about self-determination, because self-determination is not an offense anywhere in the world. The Yoruba nation, I see them every day. They are still preaching in the social media. The Arewa youths are still there. I see them every day. They are still preaching in social media. So Nnamdi Kanu should not be made, he should not be gagged, he should not be bullied to surrender his fight for Biafra, which he has always said will be gotten through referendum and not through the force of a gun. So be very observant. He should not sign any document that will trade away his dignity. He should not sign any document that will trade away his rights, his basic fundamental human rights. He should not sign any documents that will reduce who he is, reduce his personality, and turn him into a shadow of himself. He should not sign any documents that will make him abandon the cause that brought him to the limelight where he is today. I say this because there is no harm in somebody preaching the gospel. There is no harm in somebody saying what he feels is good for himself or his family. There is no harm. So long as it's not done with violence. So long as it's not done in a way, to create animosity. So long as it's not done in any way to overthrow the government or undermine the government that is still on ground, he should be allowed to do what he wants to do. I say this because I know that the family is desperate to see him walk free. We are all desperate to see him walk free. There is a freedom that will be given to you. It is better for you to even be in chains. True freedom is not by walking with your 2 legs. True freedom is when you are really emancipated from slavery, mental one. And there's an agreement you will sign here that will place Nnamdi Kanu on mental slavery, which we don't want to see. So you people are there to guide him during this time. Because now I know you people will try to tell him, your family, your wife, your children. You will try to bring up any kind of reason to make him sign any document because you want him to go. So I am pleading with you people to be very, very honest. To be very, very careful. To be very, very deep.
Ngwano, dalo ninye no umunnem likun sinesera n'Igbo media. Gịnị kunu were ikwu na nkọwa nke unu gbasata maka ihe unu n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa? Gwa anyị ife iche n'ụdị nke gị. Deela ya n'akara kọmentị ka mara ihe i chere. Ma chetakwa tụsa ya bụ ozi ka o were ụmụnne anyị ndị ọzọ ntị. Ndewo na ụmụnne m, ka emesịa nụ.